Hey, what's up guys, this is TPC A.K.A TheProgrammingCuber, and today I have a premium cube overview. So, long time no see, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I know you guys just want to know some of the information about these three puzzles. So we're going to start with the Weilong GTS M. So this is new from the Cubicle Labs, which is a branch, sort of, within the Cubicle run by Chris Tran, where basically he's experimenting with a bunch of different things to put inside cubes and make them better in unique ways, and most of the things he's doing right now is with magnets. So the first thing they came out with is the magnetic Weilong GTS. So what you're getting for that $50, which yes is a heavy price tag, but there's reasoning behind that, you are getting a premium GTS, plus the 48 magnets that they put in all the pieces, plus research and development costs and a bunch of stuff like that. And now if you want to know the details on this and a lot of what happened with this whole magnet thing, go watch Adam or the Rubik's Cube's podcast thing on this, because it was really good and went really in depth into this and did a really good job of covering all of the information. So if you're wondering why $50, check out that video. Anyway, the performance of this cube is the same as the GTS in terms of speed and corner cutting, and for the most part the feeling is the same as well. So to get a good idea of how the Weilong GTS M turns, imagine a regular GTS feel. So slightly bumpy, a little bit clacky. Most of you know what a GTS feels like because it's a really popular cube. But add a bump or kind of a click at the end of each turn. So imagine as you're turning that GTS, you just feel it click a little at the end. I don't want to say click because that makes most people imagine that click sound, but it doesn't really make a noise at all. I guess it would feel more like a bump, but it really does feel like it's attracting at the very end of each turn. And you can feel the magnets like sticking together at the end of each turn. And it just gives kind of a tactile feedback for when you reach the end of each turn. But that's mostly when you're just turning slowly, because when you start turning quickly, it's still there and it still helps a lot with stability, but you can't really feel the bump anymore. It really doesn't feel that different from a regular GTS. But like I just mentioned, stability is a huge thing on this cube. It improves it so much. I mean, the regular GTS isn't the most unstable cube ever, but sometimes when you start turning really quickly, especially on looser tensions, you can feel that it starts to lock up, which is pretty much the case for any cube. But with the GTS M, when you start turning quickly, it's like impossible to get it like crazy out of alignment, and it's basically impossible to lock up a ton on it because it just has that nice snap into place. But even though I'm saying all these good things about it, it's not for everyone. It's a great puzzle, but not for everyone, especially for $50. So I would definitely recommend trying it at a competition first, and if you can't try it at a competition now, I would hold off until you can. But if you're really set on buying one and you really can't get to a competition where someone is going to have one, then I would just watch a lot of videos of people solving, maybe watch more reviews and such, because you really need to get a good idea of it first, because it's not for everyone's turning style. Like, I'm not going to come here and say that everyone is going to love this, even though there are a lot of people who like it. I like it, a lot of fast people like it. You know, like Mats Volk broke the world record using a Volk M. So there's a lot of fast people who like the magnets. Chris Olsen loves the magnets, but just because fast people like it does not mean it's for everyone. So again, try it first, because $50 is a lot, and in the cubing world, $50 is basically a huge investment. Like, compared to other cubing products, $50 is a lot. Anyway, we're going to move on now to the premium Volk 3 and the GANS 356 Air premium version, obviously. So I'm covering these both together because we've seen premium cubes before. They're not really new, but the thing that kind of separates these two is that they both start at $20 stock. If you were to buy these two puzzles stock, they're already $20+. So I think it's pretty well worth the few extra dollars. If you were already planning on buying the stock cube, a couple extra dollars for a full lubing, tensioning, and stickering service is pretty nice. Especially the GANs, I'm pretty sure it's only like $3 more to get lubing and stickering and tensioning, which is pretty ridiculous. And the thing about this is that the GANs is so hard to get right. It takes so much fiddling to get the tensions right and to get it stable and get the lubing right. And the Cubicle has figured out some method of doing it to where when you get it out of the box, it feels good. It feels stable, it's solid, which is so hard to get with the GANs. I know because I've tried to set up my GANS Air from stock, and it was difficult, and I have not been able to get it right. But once I got the premium one, I was like, nah, I'm not going to try getting it right anymore, because now I have this really nice one from the Cubicle. And the Volk as well, it's not as difficult because it's a really good cube that comes pretty stable, but it's so fast, so it's really hard to get controllable sometimes, and the cube goals managed to do that really well. So the Volk, they made pretty controllable, and it feels so nice to turn. It feels like my Broken In Volk, except straight out of the box, which was pretty crazy when I first got it. And yeah, so that's about it on the premium cubes. So my final thoughts are, these are all very high priced cubes, but there's a reason behind all those prices. Like I said, go watch Adam's video if you want a full explanation about the whole $50 for the GTS-M. And also premium cubes, I mean, a couple extra dollars for a full lubing and service and that kind of thing. So you're paying for their time and you're paying for the supplies and their expertise kind of. And I think it's pretty worth it for people who can't set up cubes that well. Also, remember, if you do ever get one of these, or any cube from the Cubicle Premium or Labs lineup, remember that they'll probably come sluggish because they've been sitting around in the mail and such for a few days. So when you first get them, they're going to not feel great. Like, they're going to feel good probably, but they're not going to be fast. And don't just immediately be like, oh, they ripped me off, this is crap, it's all sluggish. No, it's because the lube had just settled in the mail, so you gotta break it in first. But once you break it in, I'm telling you right now, it is worth it. So don't give up on it as soon as you get it out of the box. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Really sorry for the long break. Thank you to you guys who stuck with me through the break. And for you guys, the cool viewers who stuck with me, I have a special little surprise coming up. Maybe something along the lines of... starts with a G, ends in an away. Yeah, so that should be coming out in a couple days. Yeah, so really excited about that and hope you guys are as well. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.